rest on the line. No one forget. Cowboys-Eagles, football begins again. A clash of the titans where legends contend. Philly with the crown, but Dallas ain't afraid. Tonight under lights, new history. Philly fresh off the championship reign. But the star shines bright. No fear in this game. Blue and silver pride on the line. Tack in the pocket, stick on the grind. Tack in the pocket, stick on the grind. Go the boys' house, doesn't matter where. This war runs defense everywhere. Respect is earned and hate's in the air. But football's love. We all share the flag. Cowboys, Eagles, football begins again. A clash of the titans where legends contend. Philly with the crown, but Dallas ain't afraid. Tonight under lights, new history. From the 90s champs to Philly's rise. The rivalry burns, no compromise. Each hit is more than a game. It's pride, it's heart. It's eternal flame. Cowboys, Eagle beat. Cowboys, Eagle. To your game. Or die. Football begins again.
Se va, sáquenme la botella que funda para gastarle. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, la acción después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. So baile y baby, ese seguro y retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito, mami, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo para ti. Lo que tengo para ti. Sé que te va a encantar como meto yo.
What is going on, NFL fans? Because it's not just only Cowboy Nation that tunes into this channel, because we do spit some facts and we do spit some truths, and sometimes it's not easy truth, sometimes it's hard truth, sometimes it's very, very nice sweets and candy type of truths. But today we are going to talk truths about the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and we are back for another NFL season, and one person that's definitely back is my co-host, Gametime. Yes, I'm talking about Gametime.
What's going on, Primetime Phil? How are you, brother? Good evening. We sit here on the eve of another Cowboys season. A kind of, and we'll get into it, a interesting, I don't know what to expect from this football team. That's where I'm going to leave it, and we'll dig in. I don't want to know what you think. We don't really talk about this stuff. I don't know what to think, man. Making a prediction on this game is not easy.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of this. I think one thing that is consistent is the past couple of years, 3, 4, maybe 5 years, we've had that same consistency of the first game. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I
have no clue as far as.
But we're going to talk about it anyways. We're going to talk about what is actually the facts, you know, the injuries coming back. We're going to talk about it all because this is what the NFL season kind of brings, and this is the excitement that it brings. But anyways, Gametime, how has the week been going for you, and how are you looking forward to just some football?
Yeah, very, very busy week. I was supposed to be back on the route. I'm in the office for the remainder of the weekend, so that means getting up very early. But that's fine. We are good. We got a nap. We're all charged up. Again, I feel like this Jerry pulling this. I feel like he opened. I don't know if anybody else feels this way. I feel like we already talked about Dallas stopping the momentum, and I'm not going to be negative, people, for very long. But I feel like he opened up the locker room door, threw a grenade in, and closed it. And now, the smoke is cleared, the doors are open, and okay, who's standing? Who's ready to start the season, and who is not? Because it's just like the timing of these things. The whole Micah trade again.
Yeah. Well, just like that, the players in the locker room, we have a whole list of people in the chat that are ready to start this NFL season. And we got Logan Motorsports representing, of course, his Philadelphia Eagles and excited about his season. Obviously, a squad that's definitely ready to play. Holly Pierce is in the house. Coyote, we got, let's see, as I move down, we got Oscar. Let me see, Dirty Sanchez, Randy McIntyre, Isaac Ramirez, Daniel M. Let's see, as I'm moving down. I'm sorry if I missed anything. Clemente.
We got Lulu here, baby Lulu.
Loyal Cowboy. Let's see, where do I have his music? Man, I never seem to have it.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Yeah, they just aren't, man. They just aren't. But Arturo is in the house. Sugar Daddy Williams. I haven't seen you in a while, man. It's great to see you.
Sugar Daddy, what's up, brother?
Yes, exactly. I like
Shelton's
it. Christmas
in the house.
Eve.
Loyal Cowboy, Daniel M, Vinny
Joe
Hagan,
DeMasi.
Man of Hawkins Zone. What's going on, Vinny? How are you?
Did you say West Virginia Cowboy?
Yeah, I'm excited. We sit here at prime time. You could do your bells and whistles, and I'll run my mouth. I'm good at it.
Marcus Blackman.
We sit here, right? We are on the eve of another Dallas Cowboy football season. More importantly, we are on the eve of an NFL football season. More importantly, Dallas Cowboys, right? We are, there's a lot of Cowboys fans in here, a lot of Eagle fans in here. We play each other tomorrow, right? Jerry Jones got what he wanted, Phil. So we play the Eagles tomorrow.
Yes, well, that's the thing that gets me, man. Like, I think you could have gone in many different directions.
Or do you not like that?
I do. I like it in the sense that we kind of test ourselves really bad early, kind of slack us into reality quickly, hopefully, if anything, if they aren't ready. But I think it says a lot in general about the rivalry, about the NFC East, and what the toughness that with each team improving in some way, with those other teams, obviously with the New York Giants being a little bit more, we saw the squad that they picked up. But anyways, I think it says a testament to what has become the NFC East, right. That's the first game and not, I don't know, you could have put Philly and Kansas City, really. I know they play over there and wherever they're playing, Sao Paulo, I don't know where it was. But either way, you could have made that the first game. Ooh, a Super Bowl rematch and everything like that. It could have been all that
they know
stuff.
What sells. Yeah. Again, they know what sells. Dallas Cowboys are gold for positively, negatively. They're gold for ratings, okay? And that's why I believe after all these years of, I would say we're the most relevant team in the NFL that hasn't won a Super Bowl or even an NFC East championship game. I mean, we are won by a long shot. I think that's what probably upsets people. Just the visibility of this franchise. They could fart in the middle of the night out in the desert, and there's most likely going to be somebody that has a camera and
coverage somewhere,
and listening to it. So unfortunately, that's how it is for the Cowboys. I enjoy it when we're winning. I do, because I enjoy watching my team being talked about. Yes. But right now, it's kind of like, all right, it's time to show it. And as we get into this week one, looking at this, and we will cover all the games before we get out of here tonight. Yep. So we will get right into it. But as we go into this Eagle game, Phil, I don't know what to expect. My mind is telling me, right? My mind is telling me we're going to be dynamic on offense. That's what my mind is telling me. I need to see it before I, have the folded piece of paper that's backing that up, and everybody goes, "Oh, well, don't be scared. You're standing in it on 2 feet." No, I need to see it. I need to see my team go on the road in Philly and put up 30.
So as you're gonna say, I'm gonna break you off right there because Walker Wade wants to drop a $2 super chat and says to Bryan, "Looks like Diggs is playing." Damn.
Wade, if that's true, hold the money, bro. Hold the money. You may have to send that to Drew. Well, me and Drew's bet is kind of null and void at this point, but that's another story. But he's saying one thing, I'm saying another. I don't have time to go back and try and find what the actual thing. You know what, Wade? Bring it to Vegas, and then we'll sort it out. Again, loyal Cowboys looking for a roommate in Vegas since Rock cannot make it. So we need Wade to go to Vegas. But thank you, Wade. Appreciate it, brother. It looks like Diggs nor Tyler Guyton have an injury designation going into the game tomorrow. So that is big news, Phil. Again, we've heard about the strides that Tyler Guyton has made this offseason. And I'm excited to see this guy's development. We've heard a lot of good things. But again, until we see it,
yep.
Right, Phil?
Consistency. Okay, you see it for one game, it got to be the next game. Got to be consistent. It's got to be, okay, now this game is for the, whatever division, and this game is for that. The meaningful games when you need to show up, like, okay, the ones where nobody's watching and you're like, okay, you're kind of down there fighting for third in the division. But if you're fighting for up there in the top, I think that's where those meaningful games come out.
Yes.
But yeah, you're going to be tested within this division very early. They tend to have a lot of power pass rushers. And some guys with some, let's be real, some finesse, but a lot of that finesses tend to be here where a lot of the other guys, they have a lot of power. There is a lot of power in those things. So we'll definitely talk a lot more about the matchup. But I think you got to start off, I think, with the coaches. I think to me, it kind of starts with that. You got Sirianni coming off of as much as he's talking all that everything, and he's got his Super Bowl. He's got his Super Bowl in there. He's got his ring, and do you go in there thinking that I don't think so, but do you think he goes into the seasons or any of these seasons kind of resting on his laurels?
Yes. Well, it's funny you said that because when Brian Schottenheimer steps on the field tomorrow night, it'll be basically his culmination of 28 years in the making of his coaching journey. He is not again, we hear, he's a rookie head coach. Yeah, he's a rookie head coach. He's called plays in this league. He comes from a pedigreed family, and more importantly, I believe he is a leader of men. Men follow Brian Schottenheimer, and if you can have men follow you, that's half of the battle. Talk to anybody that's laid their blood on the line in battle, and I'm not talking football. You need somebody, just a leader. I mean, you need a leader. And,
it's always interesting.
I believe we have a leader. Now, what does that mean, people? I don't know. What I did find interesting, Phil, is that he is very close friends with one Jeff Stalland. They coached back years ago. I believe at Syracuse University, I think. Anybody that knows, put it in the comment. But I remember him talking about that. He is going to have a long conversation with Stalton. He's actually very close to Jeff Stalton. So we'll see what kind of head coach he's going to make, right, Phil? I mean, we don't know, but all indications are that he has some lofty goals. I think that's what the greats do. You set your goals high, and that's. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He did say, for anybody that's wondering, he is in the middle. He is not Mike McCarthy, and he is not Dan Campbell as far as when it comes to reviewing calls and being a gambler, going for it on fourth down. Yeah. He is going to be more of a safe guy. Randy McIntyre with the super chat. It's time to put up or shut up. Go Cowboys. Randy, my man, thank you. I know I haven't done much the last few days. Got to get back into it tomorrow night. We got the post-game show here.
When you look at Shoddy, I mean, you're going to, it's going to go into the category, or is he going to be one of those coordinators that just can't do it as an NFL coach? Is he just always a coordinator? So there's going to be a lot that's going to determine in the next, years here, that's going to kind of dictate whether he gets another opportunity. But I mean, I think at least you should have some kind of a template or at least seeing how it's not done and how it is done. Obviously going to the Super Bowl with Pete Carroll. And then, on the other side, you're just having non-successful seasons and maybe just seeing a locker room blow up or any of that stuff. So I think he's been able to see that type of stuff throughout the years to see what works and what doesn't. It's just, putting it into play, being able to pull that card exactly at the right time. And I think it's the same thing as clock management or situations in the game. We always kind of complained. I always complained about that with some of these coaches that we've had in the past. There's no, are they adapting to what's happening on the field? I think that was always a big thing when I was playing. It's like, okay, we go into there with a game plan, okay, but now the safety's kind of creeping up. I need to switch this up. We can't be running in. It's just adjusting to the game. I want to see our coaches doing in general. But when it comes to Shotty, I think there's going to be a lot of questions that are going to need to be answered. And I don't even know if you're going to get one or even a couple of questions answered this upcoming year, but at least we're going to see what kind of coach he's in the sense of what Bryan's saying. Is he going to be a gambler, or is he going to be more of a I'll take it safe?
Yeah, well, we do have a weapon, and this is where again, if we can get into a close game, we're going to have the advantage over most teams, because we literally need 15, 20 yards and we're ready and we're in Brandon Aubrey's field goal range. So that is something real.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. When it comes to, I think on both sides, I really think on both sides where you're thinking about your wide receivers matching up against the secondary on the other side, I think both of the wide receiving core has an advantage over the cornerbacks that they're going to be facing.
Yeah.
They may have one on each side that can definitely take on a man, but where one, are your skills high enough? Because either injuries or anything is going to say that. But I think it's the other ones that go behind that 1 and 2 or whatever, that's going to be very questionable for both teams. And I think they can find success in the passing game, but I think for both teams it's going to determine the running game. Can you manage the inside, the interior of the offensive line on both sides? Can you manhandle those defensive lines? That's going to be a lot of questions. Can you tire them out? There's so much there, and of course we haven't watched this. We watched we watched one piece of the line play, and another piece over here, and it just doesn't give you a sample size to be able to tell. Okay, this offense is definitely going to be able to move the ball. I just can't go by practices. I'll never go by that.
Yeah. Looking at yeah. Well, I'm reading something here. I'm reading something from one Dick Vermeil. Found his first job at the Rams in '97, and Hall of Fame coach Dick Vermeil's comments about Shoddy enlightening. I wanted to bring it up because it's it's Eagle Week, right? Some channels may call it Eagle Hate Week. That's fine. I didn't hire him because he was Marty's kid. He's talking about
Shoddy.
Schottenheimer. I hired him because every time I was with him, there was no way to misjudge what he was going to end up being. It was well defined early on that he was going to be a football coach, and he goes on to really be nice about Brian Schottenheimer. So a little like a little tie-in between the Eagles and the Cowboys going into tomorrow's game. Dick Vermeil is a beloved and respected coach with the Eagles, and if he's good enough, if he has good things to say about Shoddy, then I think all the trolls need to take a seat. Mouse with the super chat, going to Cook Jackson. I want Akuba to start. Shake my head. We shall see, Mouse.
Yeah, I like those pickups, those additions. I think they were great for the secondaries on both sides. Again, those young guys, they're gonna need some time to obviously adapt to the NFL. So it's gonna be interesting to see them mature. But when you talk about this game going into it, I mean, there's a lot of hype. It's Thursday Night Football. I got to give Amazon their due, right?
I hate Thursday Night Football, but whatever. Sorry.
No, you're right, man. And then the next day they're doing a YouTube one for Friday Night Football or Friday Football, or I don't even know what time exactly it is, but they're doing that for free on YouTube to kind of promote something out there. I'm doing great. We're doing great, right? But
yeah.
No. I'm sorry. I was reading
text from Ultra basically saying that that we are tax exempt, Phil. YouTubers, any super chats or any monies that you get from YouTube will be tax exempt. So I like it.
I like that. It's just it's
One
the,
bit
it's,
of good news.
It's the YouTube.
I
It's the
guess.
YouTube that take their chunk of it. You know, that's
Yeah,
always
they'll
the part.
get their
That's the hard. No, and I appreciate anything, man. Trust me. Again, I dumped it right back into the graphics, into the stuff that I've been able to go. So we appreciate it. Bryan, obviously, I think you're gonna have a little bit of. Are you gonna be broadcasting when we go up to Vegas?
Of course we will.
Well, you're gonna bring your laptop. I'm telling you, you're gonna be doing it like that.
I don't know about laptops. Well, slow down a little bit.
All right,
I do got
I was just gonna say.
I don't know. We'll figure all that out. What we do know is we do got the cell phone, and we do got the GoPro.
He's
So
like he's a pro on that one. But anyways, Bryan. So as we look into this matchup, but you want to we can go into different categories of the game. I think we've talked about these type of players. I think we talked about the Eagles. The Eagles guests have come on, whether it's Rob A, whether it's Drew, whether it's even Philly 500. You know, they drop their knowledge. You know, and I think we can agree with a lot of it. You know, about how the depth of that core has kind of become. And you know where we're at, you know, that's why we use it kind of as a measuring stick of where we're at, because we haven't put our offense out there to even see anything. And you know, it to me, it's not unfamiliar, but I feel so detached from the team by not having that feeling of being able to see them. Like, I could tell you about Milton. If Milton was going to go in there, I could give you the game plan about Milton leading this team. But like, again, Dak, I'm not going to just always assume that it's going to be the exact same every single year. I hope it is. I hope he just destroys it and tears it up. You know, he's got some weapons. I think you can definitely say that. You got one. You got another one on the other side. You got Jake Ferguson. You know, the question, I think, is the running game. How are you feeling, at least this year? I feel a little bit more. I just feel more improved in general of the running game compared to this year, compared to last year. Obviously, it's not elite.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I'm interested on the depth chart. You know, when you look at the depth chart, you know, very interesting where they have Jaden Blue, but it makes sense, right? Don't get caught up in depth charts. Get caught up in production. They basically, we don't know. Again,
you're not gonna like what I gotta say here about Jaden Blue.
Yeah. Okay. Like, if you're an Eagle, right? How are you preparing for this game? The only thing I would say is you got to just be fundamental. If I'm the Eagles tomorrow night, I'm attacking Dallas. Even though they don't like the blitz, Fangio doesn't normally blitz. I would blitz early on just to rattle Dallas, because, you know, I don't know what to expect. I know
the line's got to pick up blitzes, and they got to be communicating.
Yeah,
you don't know what they're going to be able to do. Yeah, so I would definitely do that.
And like the running backs picking up the blitz, but okay, let's talk. I mean, they have Javonte Williams as RB1. They have Miles Sanders as RB2, right? They have Jaden Blue RB3. I guess if you're going to keep them on the team, meaning Javonte and Williams, Sanders, then I guess Jaden Blue would be 3.
I think they're throwing it out there, expecting one of them to get hurt in game 1, and boom, there we go.
Let's not talk about it.
They're like, man, if we put 1 and 2 together, that's almost like having one running back.
Yeah. You know what I can't wait to see? I can't wait to see Jaden Blue lined up in the slot.
And that's what I'm going to say.
And go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, because Vinny was talking to your boy Limke, talking about the running game. You know, Hunter Limke got paid. What do you feel about that with the continuation of him on the roster?
Well, Hunter Limke got I think like $7 million
over 2 years.
Yeah, it's a pittance, but I'm glad they showed him a little love. It seemed like not too long ago, just at the beginning of training camp, a lot of hate was coming in towards Lepke. If you're not going to play him, move on from him. Again, he does it all, people. He's a football player. You want a guy like him on your football team. I love him as a runner. People say he's a fullback. He watches a lot of use check film. He wants to be. He takes pride in guys like Kyle Juszczyk. I want to get the ball in his hands, but more importantly, whether it's passing the ball. I just like Hunter Lepke. I've been a fan of Hunter Lepke, which is why I probably would have not kept Miles Sanders. But again, since we're talking about the running backs, again, I don't know what to expect. I think Javonte Williams you need 3 yards. He's going to get you 3 yards. Now, I like Jaden Blue. I think Jaden Blue between the tackles has been surprisingly very productive in a little bit of work that he's gotten in the preseason. Now, the thing is, do you want him running in between the tackles? I think you have to. I think that's the strength of our team right now.
Well, you have to, because then
running.
you become predictable by that point.
But I mean, he's a one cut, and if he gets a step on you, you're not catching him. Jaden Blue. I actually like what I've seen. Now, what were you going to say regarding?
I worry
Jaden
about
Blue?
his injury going to be his history, because I
Yes,
feel like it's, he might be available for a game or two, and then he'll be out, and then he'll be back in, and he'll be out. And it's just going to be consistent. I'm again, knock on wood when I say that. But I mean, we haven't gone through training camp, and he's already kind of having that, and get a whole 17 game season, maybe possibly 18. That's gonna be added later on. You add that to it, man. That's as a running back, especially with the linebackers, defensive linemen. He's gonna definitely it's gonna definitely need to be a committee, whether he wants to believe it or not, unless somehow he gets on the offseason workout next year and is able to kind of ramp it up. But again, I really feel like if you have that 1-2 combo in any team, it's always a benefit. You got the power runner, and I will say, I get more excited about the Phil Maffa, Jaden Blue type of combination than, Javonte Williams. Oh, hopefully he might be the guy before the hip thing and all that stuff. Watch him in college, you're like, wow, that's amazing. But again, that's shit. Watch me in college. I'll tell you that shit too. But now I can barely pick up something on the ground without pulling my back and stuff. So it's a whole lot. It's a whole different, So I think he'll have the opposite effect. As long as he gets into the NFL workout program, he's going to become an amazing back. But I worry about his longevity for the first year at least.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, sometimes it's just shit just happens, right? He had an ankle or a heel bruise, but basically somebody stepped
Shit
on
hurts.
him, and an ankle. It is what it is. I think I really like Jaden Blue. I want to see them put him in matchups, and this is what I'm excited about. You asked me what I'm excited about is hopefully that they actually deliver on what we keep hearing, what we've heard, about creating winning situations. We are looking at the chat here, and we're seeing Adoree Jackson might be getting the start. I challenge Adoree Jackson to cover CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens.
Well, when he was with the Giants, it wasn't a very nice
he
sight.
Can't cover either one of them. So let's cook his ass, right? Let's find him out.
Yeah,
and one thing Dak can do is get to the mismatch. Where Dak struggles, Phil, is when you only rush 4, you drop 7, and you have a lead on the scoreboard, and you can't run the football. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Well,
that's what I'm curious to see how we're going to.
This is what I've noticed. When I saw McCarthy run his offense, and I think Bryan Broad has kind of pointed this out. I saw him earlier in the week talking about this out, and I agree with it 100%. Mike McCarthy, Jason Garrett, those guys, they ran their offense. Your offense was whoever's open, that's the guy. I mean, that's it makes sense. It does make sense. But what about just nobody open? Then are you at least exploiting mismatches? Where I feel like Shoddy is more of a guys in motion. We're gonna try to cause a mismatch and then try to go to it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he's all about the mismatches. And if you're going into an NFL game and you're trying to attack those, that's how you're setting up your offense into a rhythm. If you're just hoping that they don't cover, or they slip, and your guy's wide open, that's a terrible, man. Everybody do curl routes, and one of you guys are going to be open. The odds is just, it just, to me, it's just a crazy ass offense to kind of run there when you have at least a game plan of where you feel this guy is going to, okay, well, this guy's not great at speed, I'm going to go ahead and put Turpin on him, or I'm going to try to cause a mismatch where I put Turpin on him or something, So I think there's a lot of ways to do it. It's just I feel like the two coaches before were great coaches, but just didn't have that element. You got to beat the man in front of you, and that's just it. So, anyways, we
Agreed.
jumped on that running game, and then we came right straight back to the coaching and stuff like that, and wide receivers and stuff. I think the offense is
Well, I mean, again, it's a question mark, Phil.
It is.
We could say what we want and what we think, but we don't really know. We don't have an established running game with anybody here other than Hunter Lepke a little bit as a rookie, not much last year, right? I mean, that's what's the ultimate mystery.
New running backs.
I found it hard to predict
running backs.
anything.
Yeah. All new running
What's
backs.
that? Well, it's an all new running back room. It's an all new running back scheme, more of a zone blocking. I think it caters to this offensive line, right? We have our interior can get to the second level. Okay, that's a plus. If we can get BB and Booker and Tyler Smith, who's already done it and proven to be arguably the best left guard in football, right? If we can get those guys to the second level, that's going to be a problem. That's a serious problem. So if you can get a lead and actually get the running game, I just don't know. I just don't know going into it what it's going to have to be. Oh, okay, and it's probably going to take a little bit of trial and error over the first month of the season because, in my opinion, tomorrow night's game is just an extension of the preseason.
Preseason game
That's
number one.
That's what it is. Both teams hardly played.
Yeah.
Right? It is what it is. This is the route that they chose. We all know what the Eagles are going to do, right? We all know what they're going to do. It's just what is Dallas going to do? How is Dallas going to come out? Are they good? Just real quick, do you think they're going to come out and run the ball in the first play, or do you think Dallas is going to play action it? Just curious.
I would think they would.
What's that?
I think they run it, but yeah, I mean that would make sense. Play action, just go ahead straight up. Give it a good.
I think they go play action. I don't think Shoddy can help himself. If they were smart, they'd do some sort of safe pass. Maybe get 3-4 yards. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's very interesting to me.
I think that's going to be the downside as well. Like where Dallas, they're obviously their whole elite part of their game is going to be the passing game, but I don't think that's the way you win this game. I mean, I think that's a big part of it, but are you going to be able to 100% do it all game? And I think with the defense and how our secondary is a little bit questionable, and I need to see the runs defense. I need to see the starters in there. I need to see all these guys playing. I think that, again, we're talking, you can almost rewind a year ago to that first game, and we're almost having the exact same conversations. We just don't know. We don't know. We just don't know.
That's the thing. It's a mystery. And if we don't know, right, the best thing you can do in this situation, if I'm the Eagles, is just play sound, fundamental, beat the guy in front of you football, and that should serve you well with the talent you have on the team. That's what it should be, and that's what scares me about week one is what is Dallas going to try? How much are they going to try? How much are they going to try going into tomorrow night, Phil? And how much of that's going to work? How much is it not going to work? Are they going to be on the same page? That's where my issue with this first game lies when you play a team like Philly. When they basically, here's the problem with Philly. You could, lock up AJ, right? You lock up your, their
tight end or
Devontae, right? You could slow down the run at times, but then Jalen Hurts busts it for 40 yards. That's the issue, and I see early on with this new coaching staff. Are they going to be able to stop the dirty plays tomorrow night? And I feel like this game is going to be very close, minus a few dirty plays that say, I mean, you had them. You had them where you wanted them, and you let a screen pass go for 60 yards type of deal. I don't know. And like we keep going back to it, and that's weird because I have a lot of friends around here that are Eagle fans, and they're like, oh man, Dallas is going to win this game. I just have a weird feeling. I'm telling you, Phil, a lot of Eagle people that I know around here locally are like, yeah, I have a weird feeling Dallas is going to win. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I said,
but it's that same uncertainty. They don't know what team, like, even if they know what team, they know the team they don't. That's true. They don't even know the opponent.
I got news for you. They're not, again, everything being equal, they cannot stop if Dallas is doing what Dallas does, they're not going to be able to stop the passing attack. They're going to have to put up points. Okay, I'm just. Oh yeah, like we got the best corners in the league. They're always at a disadvantage when you go up against a wide receiver with the rules. I'm telling you, Dallas is going to make some big plays tomorrow night. It's going to be good weather. It's going to be nice here. Again, it's all going to be, are you going to be able to stop the dirty plays tomorrow night? So it is what it is, you know. It is what it is, but I'm excited about it.
I am too. Just football, you know? Just to get it going, get some live action going on. But before we go into any kind of game or anything like that, you know, deeper dive of what we think and possibly going to happen. Do you want to go through the NFL games and what we think?
Is that what you want to do? You want to do the games now?
Go ahead, do it. Let's do it.
All right. Well,
bring it back
obviously
around.
We'll come back to the Eagles Cowboys. We'll save the best for last. Let's start out, Phil. Let's start out with the Brazil game on Friday. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Again, Los Angeles Chargers. What do you think about that?
Oh, man, that's going to, I mean, who has the home field advantage? I would say probably Los Angeles has it because they have more Spanish speakers. So maybe they'll feel more like at home, and that's probably why they put them as the home team. So that's only guess speculations.
The Chiefs are -3.
I think weirdly enough, I would probably put my bet on the Chargers for this game. Nothing against Mahomes and everything. A little bit slower start usually during the beginning of the season, and I just think, you know, hard ball and all, and how he is, and I just think somehow they're able to pull this game out. Yeah. And again, we're going into it. We'll see, probably right within the first month, we'll really know what these teams are like, and so we can kind of start talking more about.
This is a good one for me. I think I'm gonna pick the Chiefs to win the game, but and this is arguably my hardest week to pick. Right? This is always.
It is. I would agree,
because you don't know what you're getting. What we do know is that the Chargers got snaked by Dallas when Dallas claimed Trevor Keegan off of the Eagles practice squad. The Chargers only carried 8 offensive linemen in hopes of getting Keegan on the team. Dallas beat them to the punch. They had to flip up, and you know, again, I would say give me the Chiefs, but again, this is a crapshoot. I don't know much about the Chargers. I'm not a big fan of the Chargers.
Dude, the Chargers have been putting a roster together, man.
They have been.
Obviously, though, you still got Herbert. Like, needs to pull his shit together.
Yeah, well, they lost Slater, right? I mean, you lost Slater. You know, their offensive line is shaky. So I would just tell you that. Don't know really what to expect, but just, you know, I would just sit back and enjoy the game. What's up?
Asman, Phil, do you shave the chest where you put the wire, or do you shave the part of your chest where you place the wire? That was good.
That's a nice sweater vest.
So then we got the next game on Sunday. Then it drops. It goes from Friday to Sunday because obviously college football. All right, and my Ducks and my Florida State Seminoles. I thought Florida State was not gonna. Ooh, I love that. That was good.
Let me just stop everybody. The hate that Arch Manning is getting is absolutely
he played
ridiculous.
Ohio State on the road.
And these people are absolutely dumbasses who are going to come out and criticize Arch Manning to support Dak Prescott or whoever is your quarterback. They'll
be in the hunt at the end of the year. They'll be in the playoffs. They'll be in that college playoffs. They'll be something.
Arch Manning's first full game as a starter in college, going into the horseshoe.
Did you see that fourth quarter?
14-7.
Yeah, that fourth quarter looked good. Like, he looked
your
good.
Mouth.
Yeah, he looked
Wash
good
your mouth out with soap, because you don't know what you're talking about when you talk about Arch Manning. This is why, right, Phil, and you played college football at a high level. When we got these people who come in last minute, these trolls who want to talk shit on a college quarterback. Remember, Aikman never won a national championship in college. Yeah, he won a Heisman. But he won the Heisman, but It wasn't like, I mean, again, slow down with the Arch hate. Wherever Arch Manning goes, he'll probably end up in New Orleans.
I like that. Ultra says Joe Burrow's first college game at LSU, he went 11 for 24 for 140 yards.
Again, it's embarrassing for whatever reason, to come out and make all these memes. But
again,
that's
I
one
used
part
that
of
game.
What's that?
No, I'm going to say, when I look at a quarterback, I was looking at that game. How was his poise in the pocket? Was he okay to step up into the pocket?
Some
of those things, they looked amazing.
Feet.
I loved his composure. There were just some throws.
Like he was, 100,000. I don't know. You put in that stadium. How big?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
God, that's nervous. Just nerves in the beginning. I was nervous for him.
What are we doing here? I mean, here's the thing. I told Phil this. It's going to be a good loss. When you look back at that loss, you're going to be, oh my God, you lost only 14-7 on the road as your first start ever. I think it was a great. I mean, he didn't play great, but I think
exactly.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
So I think even with that, when we're talking about those things, I think we can say that about this next guy. We have Atlanta hosting Tampa Bay on Sunday at 1:00. Where I think one of these young guys like Michael Penix, I think he's going to be an amazing quarterback in a career. Maybe probably. I know I say amazing, but I mean at least he's going to be a threat. I'm not sure about the success that'll come in his thing, but I think he's going to definitely be a threat. I wonder, do you think that Atlanta can pull out this victory with this weak ass division? I think, or do I think like me,
Tampa
where I think Baker Mayfield can still school
I love Tampa this
all
year.
those quarterbacks in that division, and I like Tampa in this matchup.
Yeah, I love Tampa. Again, anything can happen, but Tampa Bay,
they reloaded.
I think they're for real.
Yeah,
I think
reloaded.
a guy if they got a guy like Parsons on their team, that would have been nuts. I heard they were one of the teams that were in on Parsons. Thank God he didn't go there. I know
they were going to send him to a cold. If they could have sent him to Antarctica, they would have done that shit. So
we could talk about it later. I was watching a little bit of Terrence Parsons' podcast, and we could talk about it later. Whether we believe it or not, he's still talking. We could talk about that later. But yeah, I love Tampa Bay this year. I think Tampa Bay is going to be a team to be reckoned with. Yeah, man, I think they are legit, Phil. They are a solid football team.
I think so too. That defense looks pretty good. Now, when we look at the next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals going into Cleveland. I can't see it. Do they have a complete team? Who's their quarterback? Joe Flacco, right? I do like Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
At least he's going to keep at least some composure there. But is it enough? Is it going to be dynamic enough? I don't think so. I think with Cincinnati have been able to at least sign their good pass rusher that I think really is a game changer. I don't care what people say. I really like him. But I think Cincinnati wins this one going into Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm not going to pick the Browns. Again, anything can happen. But give me the Bengals. Give me Joe Burrow, Mr. Clutch. I love Joe Burrow. I love the weapons on Cincinnati. You got T. Higgins. You got Chase Brown. You got Jamar Chase. You got the edge rusher who's in the fold again for an extra an extra $14 million for this upcoming year. Hendrickson. So, give me the Bengals. I think the Browns actually.
Daniel M, before you ask, yes, I would sign him in the offseason.
Who's that?
No, Daniel M. You know he's going to ask it. Would you sign him in the offseason? I'll be like, yes, I would sign him in the offseason. But only if you get him at a good price.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about the guy that you were just talking about, Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah. We'll worry about the offseason. It's football.
Yeah, I would sign him instead of Fowler, but I mean,
you guys got to slow down and enjoy what's in front of us.
Yes. Well, we got two NFL drafts upcoming. They're going to be 4 picks,
season.
hopefully.
It's a long season, people. It's a long season. It's going to be a fun season too. But yes,
I like it. Yes.
I will take the Bengals.
Yep.
Definitely the Bengals.
And I think a lot of the chat's going to say the exact same thing. I have the chat up there. I still got to figure out how to highlight it. There's no programs that are really helping me do it, so that's why I've been trying to get your guys' chat at least visible for people to see.
Yeah.
So the next one we have is Miami. The Dolphins going into Indianapolis and playing the Colts. Man, this one I think is the first one that's going to have to actually think about because I like what Miami has done, but they still got Tua as their leader. Indianapolis, I kind of like what they've done, but when you look at their quarterback, it's like,
Right.
what are you doing as well? So if you have to pick, which one are you going with? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I could see anything happening here, but I think the Dolphins, when they're healthy, they got a lot of talent.
I would say they got more talent around the quarterback, and I think that's going to help him in the long run as long as
Daniel Jones is
both
starting for
concussions,
the-
right? Both of them get
Colts.
concussions, and they both
Yeah.
so.
I mean, I'm kind of rooting for Daniel Jones, but I think the Dolphins have too much talent here.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you, I don't think you bet enough, but those guys out there who bet a lot on football, other than Miami, who has the ups, who has the downs, everything, do they have a stat in there like which team will get the first concussion, like Miami or Indianapolis? Because like which quarterback will go out first? Will it be Tua or will it be Richardson? That's got to be some kind of bet somewhere.
You say. You make a comment with gambling, and Rob shows up. What's up, Rob?
Boom. Did somebody
Rob,
say
I
it's
had
like
to order
Beetlejuice?
some shirts, brother, so it'll be a couple days before your stuff gets out in the mail. I should get the stuff on Friday.
That's the truth,
But
Logan.
real quick, the Colts are actually a favorite. There's anywhere from 1 to 1.5. But you know how that goes.
Yeah, see?
Like you get 3 points for the home.
They don't want. They don't even know. They don't even know.
I would say, give me the Dolphins. I'll take the Dolphins.
Man, this is not good. We're
Again,
agreeing
we
on shit.
still
This is
are
not
agreeing.
normally. This is not normally how it goes. Maybe this might be a whole new year. Here we go. We're
Yeah,
gonna.
maybe,
Let's see.
maybe.
We got the Carolina Panthers going into Jacksonville.
Is it? Is that the next one? That's not what I'm showing.
Oh well, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking on NFL Network. It's going across. I'm just reading your ticker.
That's fine. I'm on the pigskin pick'em. So
No.
Carolina at Jacksonville. I am go. This was a scary game, but I'm going to go with the home team here. I want to go with the Jags. Everybody's like, "Oh, Carolina going to be tough. They got a good defense." Now, I would go with Sunshine in Week 1. You got Brian Thomas Jr.
I was
got
thinking
ETN.
if it's a game where you're kind of grinding and out and you're kind of like that, then you got to go Carolina with that. I think they're just a tougher team. But first off, matchup right off the beginning of the season, slinging it out. I got to go Jacksonville and Duval. In Jacksonville, and they're pretty hyped up there. I'm all the way south of Florida, but I'm still hearing the shit they're talking up there. So it'll be a halfway season when it gets quiet again. But hey, man, right now I think Jacksonville, at least their fans, the 10 of them, are pretty excited about the upcoming season. So hey,
Yeah. I mean, I would agree. Give me Jacksonville Week 1. I mean, again, man, this is like one of the hardest things. Actual line, if you're an actual betting person, the Jags are a 3.5-point favorite at home. So still relatively close, but give me the Jags at home.
All right, so I got next one on the NFL docket. The place that we're going to be going to, Las Vegas, is going to be taking on the New England Patriots, the new face New England Patriots. Not with all those championships and all that faces are all gone. This is a whole different Patriots team, different leaders on that team. But I like their head coach going into the season, man. I think that just makes them definitely a better team. And I could say the same for the Raiders, really. I mean, you got Pete Carroll saying, I can't do this office shit or I'm going to die like, what's his name, from Penn State or whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
So he's like, I'm out of here, man. And he gets out there and he's already back on the field again. I think that's going to be great for the Raiders. Is it going to be enough for the first year? I don't know. I got to go New England on this one. But trust me, it's not by much. And I was going to go Raiders, but I'm feeling New England for some reason.
Yeah, not me. Here we go, everybody. Give me the Raiders. Give me the veteran coach on the road. The veteran quarterback.
I think Vrabel is Randy Orton. He's the legend killer. He's the legend killer when it comes to this. He took out Belichick and he beat him at his own game. Except for the playoffs. He doesn't do that shit in the playoffs. That's different. That's a different story. He's like Dak.
I mean, I just feel like, and I can be totally off base. I just feel like the Raiders are going to be pretty good this year, and I feel like the Raiders.
I would agree. Still got to need a quarterback though.
I think that I'll go with Geno over Drake May right now. I'm not a big Drake May guy. We'll see. We shall
Not
see.
yet. Not yet.
I like the Raiders.
You're gonna get a tattoo of him in the next decade.
He's already. I think Vrabel's already starting. He's snapping a little bit. He's getting a little snippy already.
Man, you got to get those motherfuckers into gear, right?
Yeah, but he's talking about his team that are letting out team secrets, and again, he was saying there's a rat in a room. You got to find the rat, Mike. Maybe this week one. Now, again, if you look at the line is
he is Robbie. He is.
The Patriots are a 2.5-point favorite. So again,
no, I don't mean shit. Just I don't see any of the favorite stuff.
Scrappy. Yeah, I
he
don't
is
know.
scrappy. He is. He's wiry.
Don't bet the game.
He's wiry. I wouldn't bet that one. I wouldn't bet that one.
Yeah, I mean, well, you never
I mean,
know,
they're not
man.
going to
If
have
you
a big,
need-
huge turn of events on that one.
Like if you need to fill out your parlay, maybe you go. I don't know. I don't know. I would not though. But I would take the points in this one. But that's just me. This is what it is, man. I don't
All
know
right.
much about week
So the
one.
next one on the docket, I have to say, is the one that only a certain part of the fan base will watch, because I don't think any of the other fan bases are going to watch it. That's going to be the Arizona Cardinals versus the New Orleans Saints. I about yawned just halfway through that statement, just telling you who was playing. So, man, I cannot imagine this snore fest that's going to happen. And watch, you come, this scored 50 points, and just they scored 50, and you're like, oh wow, 100 and something points together. It's because neither one of them have defense or offense, man. Let's be real. Like, these are growing teams. These teams are going to be in a growing, whether they're successful or not. I don't, are they a contender for a Super Bowl? No, I don't want to think so. But, if they find success, I think they just kind of harmed themselves in their growth later on. But, to each his own. And but who do you have in this matchup? I mean, this is an interesting one.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think the Saints are probably going to be the worst team in the league this year.
The Saints
they
have
could
some
be
question
fine,
marks,
but-
lots of question marks all around, all across the board. I have to go
Absolutely.
Cardinals, just at least they have a quarterback that is it's hilarious to watch him run. I mean, if I could get some music to him, that would be just Kyler Murray. Yes. He's just hilarious to kind of watch, but he's effective.
Yeah, I like the Cardinals. The line of the game is the Saints plus 6.5 at home. They are a big-time dog at home. I think the Cardinals come in and roll week one. I think this is an easy one. You may see some points score. I like the Cardinals this year. I think the Cardinals are going to be sneaky good. So, again, if I'm betting a game, it's a 1 o'clock start, which is kind of weird, when you have a West Coast team going out. But week one, it shouldn't be an issue. Give me the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals.
So we have on the next on the docket, it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New York Jets. This is going to be a good matchup. That seemed like right off the bat, that seemed like a really good matchup, and tough and a lot of hard hitting. Yes.
Yeah.
Man, what kind of Jets team do you have under Aaron Glenn? Is it going to be formidable of a defense that he's been known for? Has it been able to kind of put that together? Is Aaron Rodgers and what that offense is doing in Pittsburgh, is that going to be enough to kind of to push it? I mean, he's returning to the Jets to go against them. Man, this is gonna be an interesting game. I think there's a lot of story in this one. Man, which way do you go? I'm probably gonna go Pittsburgh. Weirdly enough, just because I think they have more offense.
Yeah, I think Aaron Glenn is. I hate to be this negative on him. I think he's going to be a great coordinator, but a failed head coach. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to be rude, people, but I love the Steelers in this game. Just real quick, the line on the game is. Let me see here. Boom, 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 boom. Where was it? I lost. The Jets plus 3. The Jets plus 3. So they're the home dog. Anything can happen. From what I saw of Aaron Rodgers, he did not look good, Phil.
No, he didn't.
Preseason.
No, in the training
So
and all that.
I don't know if he's got like cement shoes on, then he could be a sitting duck. But
who's the quarterback for the Jets?
They have Fields. Is he playing?
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
right.
Justin Fields. I'm not really sure. Put in a comment. I think it's Justin Fields. I would go Steelers. I think Aaron Rodgers gets his comeback going back to the Jets. I don't know. Mouse, Sugar Daddy, if it makes you feel better, any Eagles are suck. I told Bryan, our young talent are the veterans. Mouse. I don't know, man. I'll go Steelers. That's my opinion.
All right, so now the next game that we have is an actual NFC East division game that we've been talking about with the NFC East clash, and that's the New York Giants going into Washington and playing the Commanders. This one's going to be interesting because I think we're right on that same thing. You know, who's what. We haven't seen really a lot of the starters in New York wise, but you know that defense has definitely improved a lot with the Giants. Washington, I think that offense is always going to be a threat as long as you have Jalen Daniels back there healthy. What do you think? What do you think about this matchup, man?
I love the Commandos tomorrow, Sunday. I do. I think Giants are gonna. I think it'll be a good game. Washington is -6. I think Washington is going to come out and make a statement week 1. I think they're going to play well. I love Jaden Daniels as a quarterback. I did predict them to win it. I think ultimately, I think the Commanders, as I sit here going into the season, will win the division. So just based on schedule and where I see the team. Now, they are in a win-now mode, believe it or not, even with a young quarterback in Jaden Daniels, just based on the age of their team.
Before the contract kicks in.
Yeah, I think exactly. They're in a win-now type of situation. I am a little disappointed that they went with the Debo route instead of making a stronger play for the receiver that went to the Steelers out of Seattle. DK, yeah.
Yeah, I like that they stayed out of there. I think DK is he's kind of like Keenan Allen and those guys where he's a difference maker and he can be a difference maker, but then he's like just disappears, drops passes wide open. We needed that on third down, you know, like he doesn't have the most amazing hands, and I think that's always going to be his downfall because there's been times where he's tried to catch it with his hands, drops, kind of catch it with the body, drops. And they're not like difficult passes as well.
I know. So but I think, you know,
I think Debo has had a more rounded career. Whether he's a running back, whether he's a wide receiver, he's been more well rounded. He's just the health issues, right?
Yeah. And you know what, DK, he gives me that. Remember David Boston out of the Cardinals? Remember how he blew up? He was really good, and then he just kept getting. Now DK hadn't done that. I like DK, though. I do think he's a very good receiver. I'm curious to see how that's going to work with Pittsburgh. I just wish that now, again, they did bring Terry McLaurin in the fold. They got Krosky Merritt, who I really like as a running back. They did move on from Brian Robinson. Listen, I think that's one of the easier games of the weekend for me. I love the Commanders against the Giants.
When I look at this game, I think the Giants are going to wreak havoc on defense. I think they're going to be amazing. The question is going to be the offense. Can Russell Wilson get that offense going? Can it be? And if he does get it going, can it be consistent? Can it continuously go? You know, and I think that's going to be the question mark. And I think on the other side, that offense can get it going. If you do mess them up, it's maybe once or twice in the game. And I think the defense can match up very well, where I think, you know, New York's defense is a lot better. I think Commanders' offense is a lot better. So I think those are the matchups there. I think it'll be a close game up until like the third quarter because I think that defense can keep them in there. But I think then Washington will pull away with it and win it in the end. I do agree with that.
Yeah, well, the Giants have had the better of the Commanders over the last 20 seasons. They have a winning record against Washington. I just feel in this spot,
Dan Quinn,
you know, I think, you know, everybody has heard the noise regarding the Commanders and their defense, and they've made some changes. I'm curious to see about their retooled offensive line, how Laramie Tunsil's going to do. I've been super critical, but at the end of the day, I think he's still going to be a good player.
Better than what they had.
Year. Yeah. I do think so. So, and when you have a guy like Jaden Daniels, where all else fails, again, kind of like in Philly, when you could sit there and have great defense and still get burned. That's where I feel Giants have been a good defense for a while now. Now, we do like Oregon zone, right? Javon Holland, who was with the Dolphins, they did sign him as
a good pick.
I really liked him coming out of college. I think that's an upgrade. Obviously, the running backs, I like Tyrone Tracy. I'm not a big fan of either one of their running backs, really.
But
I like Tyrone Tracy, and we shall see. I mean, they got Malik Neighbors, right? He's a stud. But I don't know. I just got the Commanders winning opening day. I think this is going to be a good day for the Commanders. I do.
Yeah. All right, so the next game, we have the Tennessee Titans playing the Denver Broncos at 4 o'clock, starting off the 4 o'clock games. Man, when I look at this, I can't see it going any other way than Denver, and if Denver gets in its own way. But even with that, I think they have to do that a lot in order to really kind of lose it to Tennessee. I like Denver's defense going into this year. Their offense is it going to be better? Did Bo Nix peak a little bit last year? I thought he was definitely going to be ready for the NFL. He played very ready for the NFL. I see more Bo Nix taking a sophomore slump situation than Jaden Daniels when I look at the type of game and everything that he's going to have. But I still expect to be success because he's the type of quarterback that he reads defenses and he passes to the open guy. So I got Denver in this matchup, and it's hard for me to be convinced the other way.
Yeah, I haven't, I've been saying it, but I think Denver could very well find themselves in the AFC Championship game. I like what they're doing. I like where they sit. I think Tennessee could be vying for the worst record. I think the Broncos win this one, really going away. The line on the game, is Broncos minus 8.5. Anywhere from 7.5 to 8.5. I see a 9, but I wouldn't go 9. 8.5. So yeah, give me the Broncos at home. Opening day, Mile High. I think they cook. I think they cook at home against the Titans.
All right, so the next game, next 4 o'clock game, we have the San Francisco 49ers taking on one of their rivals in Seattle. Again, both teams, is the 49ers, are they a team that's back coming off a lot of the injuries that they had, some revamping at certain spots. But going into a Seattle team that let's say, man, they look different as well too, man. Different leader in the quarterback position. You got different guys on the defense. So I mean, same head coach, but what type of Seattle team are you going to have this year in San Francisco?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
This one's going to be a hard one. This one's a hard, tough one, I would say.
Yeah, well, who's your pick?
Man,
I don't like saying.
If I had to pick right now, back against the wall, I would go San Francisco, just because I need Seattle to show me that they can beat San Francisco. And that would be the only reason why. I think that'd be the only reason, because I don't know what these teams are at.
Yeah, I think Seattle might be better down the road right now. Seattle is a home underdog at 2.5. I also like the 49ers playing the college schedule, where maybe they have maybe 2 or 3 tough games and then a bunch of a candy ass. It's just a candy ass schedule. It's literally the easiest in the league. Now, I don't know, who's going to be the Niners receivers to start it out. I think you're going to see a good year from CMC if he stays healthy. They did invest in running back. I believe the Niners go into Seattle and get the W week 1. But that's a divisional game. You never know. Sam Darnold, I think he is the starter in Seattle, correct? I think he came back a lot towards the end of the year. He has a lot to prove. If Sam Darnold starts the season like he ended last year, it could be very ugly in Seattle this year. Again, they moved on from Geno. Geno was signed to a contract with the Raiders. Didn't understand that as much, but hey, I like Geno. I mean, he's a nice backup in my mind.
I think it says a lot with the success that Minnesota had, and they didn't re-sign him and allowed him to kind of walk. I think that says a lot of where they believed he was at. Maybe they thought, oh yeah, it was the team around you that kind of allowed you to have that success. So that's going to be interesting. Seattle, I think they're taking somewhat of a gamble on those ones. But hey, that's how the NFL works, right? As long as you can learn from, if it is a bad gamble, to her quickly walking away and kind of eating that and then going on to the next one and not wasting the fans' time, your time, or, let's be real. If you're a general manager, not the Dallas Cowboys, you're worried about your job. So the next game, okay, this one's going to be a little bit controversy right off the bat. There's going to be a lot of stories in this one. We got the Detroit Lions going into Green Bay. and playing the
I love this
Packers at
game.
4:30.
I love this game.
I love it as well too. Is Micah Parsons going to play in this one? He talks about I wouldn't play for the Cowboys,
come
but
on, that's
he
all
was not going to play
bullshit.
for the. He was not going to play for maybe whatever.
Yeah, he's just trying to make his exit seem a little bit more
Well,
realistic.
I saw where he's like, well, I'm gonna take a break from everything. I was like, because you got no choice, man. You're like Colin Kaepernick. I'm gonna come back in the NFL season. You know what? I'm gonna step away, like because nobody signed you, dude. Like, so. But
Yeah,
anyways, when you're looking at
exactly.
this matchup, I think I got to go Detroit again. I go Detroit just because again they have a very deep roster. We're coming back from injuries, even with people coming back for injuries. I think they're just so talented that at some point, even when you're clashing, you're going to eventually pull away. It's just, is he going for it on fourth downs? Is he making stupid decisions like that? Are you not being a regular NFL coach? With rivalry games, they can be close games, even if one's outmatched. So that's going to be the question when it comes to this matchup.
Yeah, and remember, let's keep in mind that Detroit has new offense and defensive coordinators, so we don't know what the one thing about Ben Johnson. He was unbelievable in dialing up open. Again, scheming up receivers getting open. Now, I don't think much is going to. I think they'll be fine offensively. Defensively, Aaron Glenn's gone. Again, I love the Lions on Sunday. It's only the Packers are a 2.5-point favorite at home. Give me the Lions. I think the Lions win by 10. I love the Lions this week. Again, it's going to be interesting. But I love the Lions on the road. I think the Lions have again, we'll see how they come back, if they could stay healthy. But if the Lions are healthy, Lions are better. And we all know that the Packers normally start off slow. You got Jordan Love, and he has some issues with his knee. He's going to be wearing a knee brace. Give me the Lions. A hungry Lions team with a lot to prove. Dan Campbell's going to have his boys fired up, ready to roll on the road in Lambeau, and we're going to spoil Micah Parsons' home opener. You know what I'm saying?
If he's playing, right?
He'll probably have he'll probably have 4 sacks and a 20-point loss. How's that?
I would agree on a lot of it. I got to go Detroit on this. I think.
No.
Yeah, I know, man. We're just kind of going along this. This might be a new year, man. We got to. Yeah. If we are correct, we got to go in on the lotto, the Powerball. We got to pick numbers together.
Yes.
Now the next one, Houston versus the Rams. They got the Texans versus the Rams in this matchup.
Interesting game. Interesting.
This could be very, very interesting. I could see this could be a shootout because I think both offenses could be crazy. I think Rams have a little bit more talent, but I wouldn't count C.J. Stroud out of any kind of competition either. Oh, this is gonna.
I'm going Rams. I'll make it easy.
I was gonna go Rams.
3. I'm gonna pick Rams, but it's a weird game.
It is.
It's kind of like
it could be a battle.
Because Matt Stafford hasn't really practiced much.
Yeah, they could. They could look rusty. There's not. But
this
they got
could be a
amazing
weird
wide
game
receivers.
early. It's kind of one of those where it looks too easy. The Rams at home against the Texans. Why is it only 3? So I would pick the Rams to win because of that dynamic defense. It all comes down to Matt Stafford and his health, right? I think. Who's the backup for the Rams? Do we know?
Do we know? He was playing in the
Put
season.
in the comments,
I
guys.
can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. Micah helped Love get a big payday.
Oh, Jimmy G. That's right. Jimmy Garoppolo.
God.
I mean, he's capable.
Right.
He's very capable. He gets hit a little bit. He's just gonna be, I'm done. I don't really want to play anymore.
Vince Ferragamo, right? It's Vince Ferragamo. Okay. Oh wait, Jimmy G. Vince Ferragamo. Remember him? Vince Ferragamo. I don't know. I remember. If you know, you know. Just give me the Rams. I'm not gonna take the Texans.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon's not playing in the game. I don't believe he's out indefinitely. You got the receiver that went way too high in fantasy football drafts. CJ Stroud, as our fellow YouTuber likes to say.
So this next matchup, I think I got liked. I think they did a great job of picking a good Sunday night football matchup.
This is a great one. This is a great.
They got the Baltimore Ravens going into Buffalo to take on Josh Allen and the Bills. Great matchup. I love this. I love this as a Sunday night football game. Definitely way better than the Monday night. They could put this on Monday night and probably been a little bit better about it. But it's a great Sunday night game. I think it really definitely finishes off probably a great NFL season opener. But when you look at that, man, this is tough. I look at the thing and I look at the matchup between the two teams, and I think Baltimore is just way more talented. You know how Buffalo tends to stay in games and can win it out of nowhere. If I had to really kind of put my mortgage on it and stuff, I'd probably go Baltimore in this matchup, but I wouldn't be surprised if I lost my house. So,
the Bills are 1.5 point. This is all over the place. I see one. I see. Well, I see DraftKings has plus 1.5 for the Bills. Right. I see FanDuel plus 1.5. So the Bills are a slight underdog. Give me the Ravens early on in the season. I love Josh Allen. Cold weather down the stretch. The Bills are going to be fine. But if I'm picking week 1, again, this is kind of where we're talking about Dallas, where if all else fails, you got Lamar, right?
Yep.
You got Derrick Henry. And you got that. I think the coaching edge is John Harbaugh. So I would say give me the Ravens on the road.
I could see it both ways. Like, I think that's what type of
it's
that's
close.
What makes it great.
It's a close game.
Yeah,
it is a close game. So
then we take an amazing Sunday night game and we go the totally opposite, and we go Minnesota versus Chicago for Monday Night Football.
Bears.
The Bears.
I
love what the Bears have done on at least in their staff, the additions. I also loved what Minnesota did, except for not going out and getting a quarterback. We got JJ McCarthy. Do you? I don't really think you do.
Rizzo? What's up,
you thought you had him last year as well too. I really wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket, man. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that they're doing this, especially with that defense that they put together, man. They put a hell of a defense together, and to go out and be like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and go with this guy that's a sophomore but kind of a rookie. It's just really weird. It's just really extremely weird. And I think that's going to be my word of the season for Minnesota. It's just like just weird. It's just weird. But if I had to
keep
go,
hearing about how good their defense is, right? But
yeah,
but
your offense got to do shit.
Yeah.
I like at least the weapons that are there in Minnesota. Again, I question whether the quarterback's going to be really any good. I like everything about Chicago, except I don't like their quarterback. I don't think he's a leading type of quarterback. I think his offensive line, if he stays healthy, they can give him some time. Every quarterback's successful with some time, but I wouldn't bet anything on him in having a successful career. I'm still always will be baffled of why he was the first pick of the draft, why the hype was that he was going to be the first pick going into it. Even before the season even started, everybody watched him, USC, and just sucked ass the whole season, but still, again, somehow the first pick of the draft, and when you had Jaden Daniels right there. So I think there's just, I don't know. It just baffles me about some of the scouting that goes into it, especially when you look at this. Exactly, Coyote's overhyped, and I think as long as they have a lot of talent around him, I think you can hide a lot of that crap that he has. There's just going to be a lot of the personality shit that you can hide. That you're lucky he doesn't have a podcast and all that kind of stuff like Micah did for us. So But when I look at this, man, I got to go Minnesota. But I don't feel great about it.
Vikings, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to go Minnesota. I know Ben Johnson and all that kind of stuff, but again, I can't put my eggs in the basket of Caleb Williams.
This is another one that's easy to me. I don't know. Like when I think of this game, I think it's an easy one. The Bears come in this only a 1.5 favorite. I don't really understand that. I think the excitement around Chicago is real. Maybe it is, but I think the excitement with the Bears is real. I think they're gonna thump the Vikings on Monday Night Football. I think the Bears win big at home Monday Night Football. Ben Johnson scheming up guys. Again, I don't know why. I just feel very confident about this one, which means take Vikings, everybody. Take the Vikings. But now I like the Bears at home. I do. I like the Bears at home against the Vikings. Monday Night Football, they put them on the stage for a reason. I thought Caleb Williams was coming on later on in the year. I think that with the help of Ben Johnson, you see what Ben Johnson did with for Jared Goff. It was pretty darn impressive. That's what's curious about seeing Goff this year without Ben, right? I'm curious to see Caleb Williams with Ben Johnson. I think you're going to really come a 180 on this player and realize that he has all the tools to be special, and I think he may be special this year. That's me. I like the Bears Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I think there's arguments on both sides. I think the chat's making some really good arguments for both sides as well, too. And I think that's why those are one of those games. I think there's at least 3 or 4 of these games that it's going to be a really kind of a hard decision to make. And even with the game going back and forth, as you're watching, you can still not know who's going to win at the end. But that brings us back into the boomerang that is, of course, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The whole point of why we are here today to talk about tomorrow's matchup. So, Brian, I want you to go back to tradition before I bring my opinion about this whole game. And I want you – are you pulling for the mailbox today?
I am.
Pulling for the mailbox, so go ahead.
All right. Well, listen, man. I want to do a little breakdown before I reveal. There's really no surprise in my pick. Again, I don't know what to think from my team week 1. This is banner night. Typically, it's not usually a good night in the era of the Eagles, whether you're closing stadiums or you're hosting championship games back in the day. But I think this is a newer team. As far as if you see Sylvester Stallone, then I think you're in trouble. If you see him in the suite, I don't think they would do that to the Eagle fans. Jerry Jones asked for this matchup. He got the matchup. I'll be rooting for the Cowboys. I will be rooting for the Cowboys. I just feel like it's going to be a close game. I do. Right now, as we sit here today, the line has gone up to 8.5 points. You can get it. It started at 7. Now it's at 8.5. It went up a whole point after the Micah trade. Again, we could sit there and root against Micah and say this and say that. The bottom line is he is a game wrecker. I'll be curious. We have a lot of question marks week 1 on the road. Now, they could easily come into this and pass them with flying colors and shock the world, and then we'll have to listen to ESPN say, oh my God, Dallas Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders after 1 win. That's what's going to happen if Dallas wins this game. I will not be picking the Cowboys just because I don't know enough. I haven't seen enough. I love our receivers. I'm hoping that it translates week 1 with very little in the preseason. I know they practiced a lot. I think this is a close game in the fourth quarter. I do. I think that, there's going to be a mistake or something that's going to cause a quick score going the other way. I think it's a field goal game. I think the Eagles win. The Eagles minus 8.5 and take the over. I like the over. I know a lot of people are saying the under because it's week 1. It's going to be beautiful weather here. I don't know that Dallas's defense. I'll be curious to see, Phil, how Dallas is going to play the Eagles. Are they going to rush 4? Are they going to try and get a lead? Eberflus is normally a rush 4, drop 7 guy, but without Micah, are we going to be able to do that? I think if Dallas plays zone, they're going to get absolutely destroyed. They have to switch it up. You've seen Eberflus change his system a little bit. He's bringing pressure. I want to see Ezaraku lined up all over. But the final score, I got Eagles 31, Cowboys 20. So take Eagles minus 8.5 and the over the 47.5. I hope I'm wrong. Again, I'm not real comfortable picking it one way or the other, Phil. I'll be honest. I feel more comfortable with that than predicting a Dallas win, even though I could see Dallas winning the game. But yeah. I don't really know. Until I know, that's how I'm going to roll. So I think Dallas is down like 4 points, and then they give up a late touchdown, something like that.
So I love the take. I think it's not a surprise if you've been watching this channel through the offseason. This is kind of what we've been saying. I mean, we're not going into this trying to change it. If we add Micah Parsons, I don't think this changes our outcome of what's going to happen within the game.
I agree with that. With Micah, maybe it's a field goal game, maybe, but I still think we lose.
Still think we lose. Yeah, I think it's one of those things. I think it's a great measuring stick to where are we going to be at, what type of team this is. I don't know what type of team it is. We have a new head coach, a new defense coordinator. I do like some of the stuff that they've done in the schemes, but I don't know if it's the scheme, and I don't know if it's too complicated of a scheme, and I don't know if the offense is like but we don't understand what's going on. Like, there's just too many question marks for me to feel that we are.
Reading Drew's comment, pick Dallas. Did you not listen to everything I said? I haven't seen enough from Dallas to stand on anything. It would be on a whim and a hope.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna be rooting for the Cowboys.
Is, Phil, that Dallas can play really good and then give up a late game breakdown where Jalen or Saquon runs a 60-yarder in for a touchdown, and it's an 11-point game. I mean, until I see it, I'm not going to predict it. I'm not going to put that would be a fan way of looking at it. I'm sorry, but if you're a fan, then you could say Eagles by 30. That would be a fan comment, right? For me to say Dallas is going to win, I hope they win. If they win, I don't know. Let me ask you before you make your opinion. Sorry, but if Dallas wins, is that going to say oh my God, we beat the Super Bowl champs, we're going to the Super Bowl?
No, nowhere near.
Nowhere near. Absolutely.
It's how it's won. It's just like if it's a blowout, then even if it goes one way or it's swinging the other way, I don't really look at the other team and go, okay, well that's that team. That's who they are going forward. No, I just can't. I can't
watch a channel that they just are homerisms. Then just turn the dial and go watch. All Eagles all the time. Everything they do is gold, and you want to watch Eagles suck, and then that's the other guy. You want my honest opinion. We don't know. Week 1, it's very hard to predict.
Well, if I had to tell you right now,
into the Giants than I do this week. How's that? I haven't seen Pickens in a real game. I mean, how would I know how they're going to do? I haven't seen any of the running backs under this offensive line. I haven't seen the new and improved Tyler Guyton. I haven't seen Tyler Booker. I mean, there's a lot of question marks. I'm sorry, Phil. Go ahead, bro.
It's like, damn, you won't let me take my take, man? Jesse Montez, 27 to 20. Montez with the $2 super chat says 27-27 tie. We in the weeds waiting and watching G-Man. No, man, he's passionate. He's passionate. I agree with a lot of what you're saying, Brian, just because, I mean, a lot of question marks, and I think that's just going to be, the additions, the subtractions, the additions of the coaching staff. I love where we're going. Is it immediate results now? That's going to be crazy if somehow that does. You look one way in practice and training camp and preseason. Now you're coming in all guns a-blazing. And we've seen this team, for example, too, come out in guns a-blazing and the next game kind of go back down like a roller coaster. So that's why he says that. That's why we can't get on into anything. When I look, if you were to talk about these two teams, offenses versus defense, and you have 10 drives, who do you truly believe will be successful the most out of those 10 drives? And I unfortunately have to say the Eagles offense compared to the other defense. And it's nothing to compare against it, but I feel like our weaknesses aren't the talent itself sometimes. It's the shooting ourselves in the foot with the penalties, the discipline stuff that you need to have. And it's something that we've lacked in previous years. Now, whether this new coaching staff has been able to nip it in the butt, I don't know. I still saw some stuff in training camp. I saw some stuff from guys that are supposed to be even what's his name, Perrion Winfrey, where he was doing some stupidity, some Cowboy stupidity that what was his name? I can't think of his name. Not Dorrance Armstrong. It was somebody else. It was a defensive pass rusher that would always Randy Gregory. I'm thinking
David
of.
Irving?
No, there was somebody else I'm thinking of. But anyways, he would do it great, and then all of a sudden there'd be some kind of penalty. I think Anthony Spencer or something like that. I'm not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I don't even think that's correct. But maybe Randy Gregory is who I'm thinking of. But I feel like every time he would do an amazing thing, there was always some kind of penalty to kind of counter it. So I wonder what type of team is it? Is it a disciplined team? Is it too young to be disciplined? Who are their leaders? Who are going to be stepping up? Is it the same Dak? Is it not? Is it these wide receivers going to be able to complement each other? Are they going to be playing run zone? Are you going to be playing?
This game is
are you going to be
less
able
about the Eagles than more about the Dallas Cowboys. We don't know what we got, so I'm not going to double down and say, well, I think I know. I guess that's what it's about, but I know what the Eagles are. They're a little bit lesser than what they were last year.
I agree, Arturo, and I think that says a lot too. Tyler Booker, he hasn't played at anything. College says one thing. Yeah. Is he going to find that success in the NFL? I mean, even if he does it early, it's like a peanut butter program, that we've talked about, putting on that weight and making yourself prepared. Yeah, it's a whole different thing to have the mindset, I'm going to go out there and win all the time. But it's a different thing to put it on film and actually to do that. So when I look at this matchup, hey, I can't really go. I hope we just we're totally wrong about this team and they just find success all the way through. But this is going to be a hell of a matchup to find that success right off the bat. And unfortunately, Cowboy fans are going to like this. I question the secondary beyond, Bland, beyond Diggs. Even I question their health going in through a whole season, being able to come back from those injuries. So with that being said, I unfortunately feel like Philly is possible could put up a 40 burger on us, and by the end, if it's a competitive game, I think 41-31. But if it's not a competitive game because the offense can't get going or we can't get the running game going, then 40 plus 20 something. So either way, I see the Philly winning. I'm not happy about it, and I would love for the Cowboys to make me put my foot in my mouth and talk differently about this team.
Yeah, again, and like what's weird is going into the game, I don't feel like firepower wise. When you're looking at firepower, I see Dallas's offense doing what they want. Now, I just don't know about the defense yet. Eberflus and his system, I don't know that we have a guy who can beat the Eagles' offensive line one-on-one. So again, it'll be interesting. If Dallas is successful, this could be a very fun game.
And Sugar Daddy, I could feel a little bit better about that. If they put a 40 and we're at 38, then I'm like, all right, at least we were in it. At least there was a battle there.
I don't know that that's going to happen.
Well, I believe in this team, Vinny. I totally believe in this
Bland
team.
And Elam. I think the Dallas's defense against the Pet is going to be just fine. It's going to be just fine. I think it's about stopping the run, right? Like Kenny Clark. It's more about the dirty plays. I keep going back to it. The dirty plays. And letting the play extend. I hope Eberflus just doesn't let Hurts just get comfortable. I would bring the pressure on Jalen Hurts.
I would say Vinny's like, believe Phil. I believe in this team. I love where this team is going. I love the pieces that they're building, but I really truly believe that we're building
for Dallas Cowboys. And if Dallas wins, we will talk about it and break down exactly what happened. But if I'm going to predict what they're going to do with all these new bodies and faces, it's hard for me to. I'm going to pick a close game with the Eagles opening up at the end.
I agree, Rob. Rob says the defense will be better in a month than compared to now. I mean, I really agree. As you get the scheme, as you make your mistakes, you don't want to hit that zone. You want to hit this zone in there, and you're like, oh, okay, my bad.
There's a reason why that the Eagles coaches don't want the players watching the banner dropping. They don't want. Again, it's a fan thing to do. To say, oh, we're the champs. We're the champs. This is a new season. If you have that attitude, you're going to take boot to ass. That's why the coaching staff doesn't really want the players even acknowledging last year. You have to turn the page with a different group. It's not the same group. It never is the same group. You got 30% changeover from this year to last. A lot of things can happen. Just look at the year prior where the Eagles fell apart and lost to 7 in a row coming down the stretch, only to get their act together and win a Super Bowl last year. Each year is different. If they're thinking like Eagles Drew is, they're going to take an L tomorrow night. I don't think they will. I think the coaching staff is going to be good.
And there's a combination of history on both that you could really lay out a Cowboys victory, And I think Clemente says it right, the history of Philly starting off a little bit slow. But again, we have a history as well. But if all things are clicking and things are actually going for you, the ball's bouncing your way.
Dallas is 11-5 I mean, Dak Prescott is an 11-5 on Thursday Night Football. A lot of these actual statistical numbers fall in the Cowboys' favor. So from a handicap point of view, you may go the other way. I'm just want to see more leaves fall before I predict Dallas, right? But we shall see. I got some bad news here. Just looking at it, we got the red zone. I know there's a lot of red zone people out there. Again, I was afraid of it. I was afraid.
ESPN strikes.
ESPN will have commercials on the red zone. There will be commercials on the red zone. Again, this is what I was afraid of. You're going to see Stephen A. Smith advertisements on the red zone.
Let's be real. Okay, guys, let's not all
absolute
get all
shit show.
baby about this stuff. But they red zone had commercials before. It was just NFL Network commercials.
Fuck
Watch this
ESPN.
NFL Network. Buy this jersey. Buy these hot dogs and stuff like that. Man, it's a commercials either way, guys. It just now it's going to be an AT&T commercial or a Verizon commercial or whatever like that. Man, the commercials are always there. They just did it in different ways.
And then now you're going to see Stephen A. Smith.
Oh yeah, I know that. I cannot stand him.
Come on, man.
Even when,
Anyway, let's break down the game a little bit. We made our prediction. Again, the first week of the season is really ridiculous. I think Dallas have a lot of advantages coming in to this game. For obvious reasons, the unknown. Again, a lot to prove.
Thank you, Dustin.
But we shall see. I think when you have a mobile quarterback like Jalen who can beat you with his legs, they're more worried about that really than anything else.
I feel a lot better about our defense being able to handle that now compared to like the previous years. At least with the I'm not saying he's the answer, but a relief a little bit more about Katie Clark added to that defense. And again, not the answer, but what did we have comparable? Like now you having that, and you're putting that with an Osa Odigizua, and now you're comparing, putting in a Solomon Thomas into that rotation, and where Mozzie isn't like, Mozzie got to step up now, or we're gonna have a doomed season. Like we've already tried to put all our eggs in that basket too many damn times, and I think at least finally the Cowboys have, if you're not gonna at least walk away from them, do the next best thing and make him compete against competition that he's gonna need to earn that starting job.
Yeah, I'm looking for my team. How I'm looking at it is undersell, over deliver, right? I'm underselling it because I haven't seen it yet. If I got news for you, if Dallas comes out and it puts up 34 points, right?
The defense does something,
then I think they're blowing out the Giants in week 2. If Dallas comes out and scores 20, like I have them scoring, maybe misfiring, not being on the same page, then.
With some worrisome for going into week 2,
Yeah. So again, it's a work in progress for me to get my mind around how Brian Schottenheimer is going to call it, because he's saying all the right things. We're going to use motion, right? We're going to look for mismatches. We're going to use Cavante Turpin. Again, you put Miles Sanders or Jaden Blue up against any of the linebackers. Those linebackers are in trouble. Again.
All right, Jesse. I know, Jesse, your team's improving, but remember, you are still in the weeds. Don't start betting your house on your team yet. Don't start betting your house on the team. It's like that. That's still another year or two away.
So I'm looking forward to the game. Just remember that I don't think Phil's. He's. I'm going to send the link, but after the game tomorrow, I will be live as soon as the game's over. So
and I got a new intro that I gave him to use for his post podcast until the new one's made. So
we will go live as soon as the clock strikes 0. Please tune in to Gametime, Bryan. We will be live. This is how the format of the show is going to go. I'm going to do my rundown. I'll go over the stats, and then I'll open up the lines for people to hop in and, flex or just talk about the game. So it'll be a late night tomorrow, but I like that. I'll be able to enjoy the game, be able to write down things I see good and bad. And just remember, it's a long season, people. This is a journey. This is a long journey. We don't know where we're going to end up. I feel like the whole Micah Parsons trade really kind of set me back as far as, and some of I don't know if you heard, like, I don't know that I believe it, but why would he lie? I mean, he's getting so much hate from Cowboys fans. I don't see any reason for him to lie. There was a deal on the table per Terrence Parsons, that the Philadelphia Eagles were going to send Jalen Carter to the Cowboys for Micah Parsons. And Jerry did not. I think Jerry, if it were true, Jerry didn't want to pay the money for Jalen Carter probably, but he didn't want to send Micah to the Eagles. So just a little food for thought. That's per Terrence Parsons. Again, I know for a fact. Now, that is something I can't verify. I can verify, Phil, that the Carolina Panthers were Dallas's first choice to send Micah Parsons. They were interested, and Dallas wanted Derek Brown, the defensive tackle, and the Carolina Panthers were unwilling to give up Derek Brown. Hence, that's why he was going to the Green Bay Packers. Now, I would have rather have had Derek Brown. No disrespect to Kenny Clark, and the two number ones. I would have rather have had that. But hey,
Vinny, I always defer. I always defer. I don't.
What's that? Oh yeah.
I always defer.
Yeah.
I love getting the ball in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the deal. So I would definitely defer. If Dallas wins the toss, they will defer, and that's how you would do it. That stadium's going to be rocking, so I would defer. I mean, I just would. It makes too much sense. So that means that the Eagles will win the toss and make Dallas take the ball first. And if they do, I'm very curious to see the first drive. I'm very curious to see how they come out. I think you need to be aggressive, but like safely aggressive, just to get everybody settled down a little bit. I think if you just go in there and try and, I mean, I guess they could run Javonte Williams on first down for 2 yards, but to me, I would come out and try and loosen them up a little bit via the pass, go after Adoree Jackson, go after a young Makuba, get the ball out quick, and get the Eagles on their heels a little bit, and then open up the running game. That's how I would go about it. Get the tight ends involved, get Brevin Spanford, Ultras guy, get Jake Ferguson involved. That's what I would want to see. Again, it could go either way, people. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. So
yeah, I agree, man.
Baby.
This football is in the air. We are talking about actual NFL football, not practice. We're not talking about practice. We're talking about the game that we love. And that's going to be really week one, man. We're going to be it's going to be a long week one. Let's be real. I mean, it starts on tomorrow. Kind of has a Friday. You skip Saturday for college football. You're back on Sunday. You're right there on Monday. You're getting NFL at the end of the season and the beginning of the season.
A lot better
if
you win.
Oh, hell yeah.
If Dallas wins tomorrow night, them Sunday games are going to be fantabulous. I'm going to enjoy it anyway because it's a tough place to go in and get a win. That's, week one. So let's wait and see, bro. This is it, man.
We got through it the first episode and we're back. I think I shaked a little bit of rust. I thought it felt really good. You were ready to talk, man. Let's just be real, man. You had some shit to say and I like it, man. You're ready.
I'm sorry.
And but let's say you're just saving me breath because it was stuff that I was gonna say anyway.
I didn't think I talked this much.
No, you're gonna watch it back and be like, yeah, I did it. I was in the middle of my shit and you just stopped me like twice and like, okay,
because I'm getting
on.
to the chat. I'm getting to the chat. I was trying to respond to the chat. That's all.
But no, man, that's what makes it great partners, man. I love it in the sense that if we disagree, we have great points of why we disagree with each other, and I think if when we agree on stuff, I think that's just amplified more of why we believe it. I think that's what makes this partnership awesome. And again, if we do great in this pick'em this week, maybe we pick the lotto numbers this for if they just keep hitting this $1 billion that they can't seem to win.
Yeah, right. I hope if I win, I'll be.
We're gonna. If we win within a year, you're gonna see us in a bigger studio. Let's just say that.
I'll be in South Florida. I'll be down there in South Florida.
Oh yeah, I'll be on the okay. Are we gonna do a broadcast on my beach studio?
Well,
or
if I win that lottery, then we'll design our.
Yeah, do the
own
lump
studio.
sum. Remember, the lump sum is where to go on this one because of our age. We won't get that. We won't get that.
Yeah.
At
I'm
the
lump
end there.
summing it. Yeah. But I'll build a house. Well, I'll build your house. I'll have a house, and our studio will be in the middle. How's
There you
that?
go. I like it.
There you go. I
like it. It was like you got your door on your side, you got a door on our side. Like, hey, you stay on your side of the
There you
studio. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyways, yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I think we're building
Very
up
good,
a
Clemente.
you know, we had 50-something people in the chat, kind of fluctuating. I apologize. Thank you for staying with us as we kind of went this way, went that way, and you know, as far as the chat and the information and what you guys are talking about, I love it. And but that's how it is. I mean, this is how we follow what the chat is saying, and we have subjects that we want to talk about, right? I think we follow a lot what you guys are talking about, and I think. Again, when we talked about this a couple of years ago, I think this is where we were wanting to be. Further on, we still got plans. We still got goals that we're trying to achieve. But I think again, having this amazing fan base, people that we know, you know, the Cheers songs pop something into my head. Where everybody knows your name.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And I love it, man. There's, you know, I've been able to show my true personality on here. Some jokes that I said, that part of it. The Latin fieriness and stuff like that, but I think that's what makes this channel amazing, and your channel as well, Brian. So again, I appreciate the partnership. I appreciate you guys coming through. Brian, anything you want to say to the guys before we get out of here?
I don't. I'll see everybody tomorrow night. Enjoy the game and go Cowboys, right?
Yes, exactly, guys. And I appreciate you coming through. Let us know if you didn't tune in. Let us know your scores in the chat. That way we can flick through. I'll point them out if you're close or if you make some point. You know, even tell us in the chat who do you think's going to score the first touchdown for each team of your season. So there's a lot to unpack there, and I think there's a lot. That's what makes it interesting, because even if you know it's going one way, you want to see how your team is going to react to these games. And so I love it. NFL season, football is back in the air, and I appreciate you guys coming through. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel, and I appreciate you doing what? Not forgetting to ring that bell. You guys take care.
That was ominous. What the was that? What the is this?
Move it like this, move it like that. Si tú quieres ven para acá o voy para allá. Que me gusta la manera que tú lo mueves, cómo te entregas, cómo lo bailas. Okay, move it like this, move it like that. Si tú quieres ven para acá o voy para allá. Que me gusta la manera que tú lo mueves, cómo te entregas, cómo lo bailas.
Con J-Con y con la matrícula. Ella combate amiga, dice que todo se va. Sáquenme la botella que funda para gastarle. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, la acción después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. So baile y baby, ese seguro y retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito, mami, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo para ti, lo que tengo para ti. Sé que te va a encantar como me yo.
Forgot what I was gonna say.